Hello, everybody. I am here with another week of Let's Talk ADHD with Dana Kay. Just give me a wave in the comments. I'm here to answer another one of your questions about ADHD and how to naturally support your child. Now, in case you're new here, I'm Dana Kay, a board certified holistic health and nutrition practitioner, and I jump on here live each and every week, typically on Tuesdays, to answer your questions. So, if you have something you've been wondering about, I want to invite you just to send me a direct message, a private message, or even comment on this live or the replay, and I'll definitely add it to my list of questions to answer. Now, earlier this week, I actually had someone reach out to ask if it was really that big of a deal if a child sneaks gluten every so often. Like, isn't it better to be 90% gluten free than, say, 50% gluten free? So that's what I'm going to be answering today. Now, do I have to be 100% or can we cheat every now and again? Before we jump in, I just want you guys to share in your comments where you're tuning in from. I always love to hear where people are located. I am in Seattle. I know I don't sound like it, but I am in Seattle, originally from Australia, but coming to you from Seattle today. Now, as we get started, I'd also love to know, just give me a yes in the comments if you've ever wondered if it is okay to just go 90% gluten free. Okay. If you could cheat every now and again and still see some positive results. I just want to say I can totally understand that line of thinking. It's a super common question. Probably one of the most common questions I get asked. After all, it would make sense that 90% gluten free is better than 50% gluten free, right? But the truth is, though, you definitely want to be 100% gluten free, okay? You will not get where you need to go, especially in this initial phase of reducing inflammation, if you have a little bit of gluten here or there, because you're never really giving the body a chance to fully heal. Now, for some kids, it can take months to get to stop those inflammatory responses happening in the body. And so you want to avoid a cheat day here or there, as it's really going to stop you from seeing the results that you want to see. And I want you guys to get to a good place. I want to see the best for your child. I want to see the best for your family. You kind of have to remember it took them X number of years to get to the point where they are in their current level of chronic symptoms or dysfunction, and that there are no quick fixes, even though we would love there to be. I know it can be really hard to sort of pass up that shared pizza or cupcakes or whatever. But my recommendation, based on the experience I've had in helping over 1,000 families, would be plan ahead and stick to 100% gluten free. Now, if your family is used to going out Friday nights for pizza, you can totally still do this. Just order gluten free pizza for your family. Many places have amazing gluten free options these days, which is really, really great. And look, if you're also dairy free, you can just bring your own dairy free cheese or ask if they've got it, or you can even make it cheeseless. Many of the families in the program that work with me do that if they don't actually have dairy free cheese in their house or at the place that they're going to. If you're going to a birthday party, bring your own cupcakes and ice cream. If you're going to a family meal, just ask ahead what is actually being served and bring whatever you need to fill in the gaps. There are some really, really amazing alternatives out there for just about everything. It really only just takes some time to get a hang of the new lifestyle. To become your new normal, if you know what I mean. Right now, you normally eat, probably Taco Tuesday. You can still have Taco Tuesday being gluten free and dairy free, but it's just going to take you a little bit of time to adjust that new normal. It definitely is an adjustment, but it's totally worth it in the long run, as your kids will thrive so much more if you do cut it 100%. So I just wanted to jump on here. I also wanted to say that there are two antibodies that can develop in a body against gluten. One of them is glutamorphin and the other one is prodonorphin. Okay. And so if you've got these antibodies against gluten and wheat in your body, what happens when you eat gluten is actually creates this neuropsychological effect. It can cause depression, it can cause mood swings. And what happens is if you have developed these antibodies, when you go on a gluten-free diet, it can actually get worse before it gets better. And so some people actually like throw in the towel before too soon, and they just need to get over that hump, because once the body can stop reacting in that way, those antibodies will disappear. But if you continue to eat a little bit of gluten, you go through this gluten withdrawal. It's like this cycle. Your body will go through the gluten withdrawal because you've got these antibodies. Then you'll eat a little bit of gluten, and then you'll have these effects in the brain. Then you'll stop eating gluten again. Then you'll go through this gluten withdrawal, and it's this vicious cycle. It's like this tug of war. So this can definitely happen in the body. I have seen it multiple times. I've actually seen lab tests. The one I do is called a wheat zoomer, Zoomer, and that can actually show if you've got these antibodies to gluten. But I hope that that's a short, sharp, quick answer to that question. But I also understand that you might even have more questions, especially if you're relatively new to my community. You might be wondering why you need to avoid gluten in the first place, or why dairy can be problematic. So if this is you, I want you to invite you to check out some of my YouTube videos. You can go to at ADHD Thrive Institute, or on any of my social media sites, because I have a lot of videos going into a lot more detail about this topic and so many other topics that relate to reducing ADHD symptoms in your children. So that's it for today, guys. I hope I've answered this question. Bye for now.